Welcome to another Sci-fi UI Pack tutorial video. We'll be discussing about the campaign screen. Yeah, you see, there is no much difference between the campaign screen and the quest, which is this, the quest, except the fact that we added a click functionality to it to take us into the gameplay scene. So we'll be talking about each of this. So let's get into the blueprint. You can literally find your campaign widgets from the Sci-fi UI Pack widgets, UI menu widget, main menu, and you click on your campaign and you get the campaign screen. So the campaign widget holds the campaign card, which is another widget inside this particular widget that we're interacting with. So from here, you can just click here to open the particular widgets that host the card. So we are here. If you look at the details panel, which is this, you can have access to each of those panels, each of the slots, the campaign slot panels. You can have access to all its properties here. If you go through the quest widget menu, we've spoken about everything that has to do with the panel list properties here from each card. So in a situation where you remove the text field at this place, you can adjust the vertical button text padding, so to bring it up or down. So that's that. Let's bring it back. Good. Then the vignette. The campaign cards came with a vignette, a dark vignette, which you can actually adjust the colors. If I adjust to white here, you see it's become white. You can adjust to red, and so we can adjust to green. Let's just see this color is good. You see, right here we have a green. So you can either want to remove it or you can make it visible back. So let's take it back to the back. Yeah, we're good. And fixing the index. So fixing the index. So this unlock a weapon. By unclicking it, the background image goes off. By bringing it back, you bring back the background image. You can also set it to be uninteractive, so it disables the panel button. So by clicking it, you will not be able to interact with it. For a compile and run, you'll see a typical example of what we're talking about. You see this? It cannot over like this. It can over and you can click. So that's it. Now each of these widgets, this widget here, we can't here. This widget here, you can actually, so okay, on default, if I click on campaign, it takes me to the okay, just a minute. I actually track the little thing. Okay, let's plug this back. Good. So by clicking on campaign, this takes me to the HUD. If I click on the new game, it takes me also to the HUD. So the same goes for each of them. If I click here, it also takes me to the HUD screen. But if I click here, it doesn't do anything because the buttons are uninteractive. So if you want to program it in a way that it opens different screen, we can just disconnect this. Then from here, we'll get this button, bring it out, because this button picks each index per click. From this, we bind the click event to the event construct. So it stores each index that have been clicked at this panel, stores it. So we are trying to get the stored index. Then you say switch on int, then fix it to true. So let's debug this. We say print text, print string, and we'll give this as a 0. So we have 0, 1, and 2. So yeah, I'm saying when a button is being clicked, I want to pick the index and I want it to open this on index 2 on the panel, the new game. Okay, let's do it this way. Continue game. Continue game. New game. New game, and let's say loaded slots. Good. So by clicking each of these strings, they each perform the task given to them. So if you see here, the new game button was clicked. So if I click on new game, the new game button was clicked. If I click on continue, it gives us continue. If I click on new slot, say loaded slot. So that's how to get each button on click event. So we're gonna remove this. We don't need that. Yeah. Unplug this. So right here, the new game scene, when you're opening the new game scene, this is a custom event that says when the button is being clicked, implement the interface set game input. This set game input is picking up. We are telling the game that when an input, if the keyboard and mouse, that is, if the keyboard and mouse is the last input from this screen, I want you to carry it into the next widget screen. That is, input to be carried into the next screen. But if it's on console, where the console okay, I just plugged in my console, my Xbox gamepad right here. Okay, yeah, we have that now. So if you're on console, that is, I want you to pick this up and take it into the game. Understand? So with that, you see that the HUDs here are all changed. The skill HUDs all changed to the Xbox controller buttons. That's that. Then when this is being implemented, open the new game level. this new game level. We are telling it to open this level, this particular gameplay level. This particular gameplay level always has a, remember we discussed from our first video that the game level here all uses one player controller, except for the gameplay level that uses the child of the default player controller, which you can actually find here. This is the player controller it uses, and this is a child of this player controller, which is the player controller itself, and is the gameplay player controller. Okay, so for now that is that. So okay, yeah, you also have your friends who are online. This here has the, if your friends are online, it shows the total number of friends your friends who are online, either friends or those you're playing with. It shows the total number of their numbers here. And this if you are using the project for a co-ops or a multiplayer game, you can see a slot for adding new players into your game. So each of these icons is icon buttons, all has a button click event. So you can actually implement the button click events in your game. Okay, so that's all about the campaign widgets. So stay tuned for our next tutorial videos. Thank you. Hello everyone, welcome to another Sci-fi UI Pack tutorial video. Today we just want to talk about an additional feature to the campaign folder. So if you see, well, inside the campaign folder, you'll see a folder named child menu. Click on it and you'll see the campaign, the arcane. That's arcane feature. It's arcane widget. If you're prominent with games like Destiny, you will find this very useful. So in this, if you play games like Destiny, you will see this in their inventory menu, where here has the ability. You can have different abilities here. You can have different weapons you're using for your campaign, for your game, either a storyline game. So you have each of these boxes. Right now they are unavailable. You can actually customize it to best fit your game. This empty panel here is where your character is being spawned. So your character is being spawned for now. The next coming updates, more features like that will be implemented, so you can use the UI as the way you want. So for each buttons here, you can actually just slot in your image and activate it. The reason why you cannot use it right now is because we left everything about it for the next update. So but if you want to use it, you can just open that button, remove the activate widget from here, so you can actually click on the variable in the details panel. Then you can actually set this here, draw as to image, then set a padding of either 30. So we'll be using 30 for this game, just for this the sake of the tutorial. So here, so you come back and activate, make sure that this is turned off. I hope I'm not fast. So I said from this side of it, click here and make sure it's turned off. Yeah. So right here we have our button. So you can click here, and let's say I want to use let's say we want to use the axe here. So we can just come on this button and equip it. Good. So there you go, you have your widget. The same thing goes here. You can put in anything you want to make it available, activate it. So for now we are not using such, so we'll return it back to the way it was. Yeah. So let's take a look at the activate function. So on this activate function, you can either activate it yes, false, or you can make it true. You can make it true. So when it's not activated, the button is set to be uninteractive. If you set it to be true, the button here is set to be interactive. So that's all for that about the Campaign widget. Another extra stuff that we haven't looked up here is the this button. This particular widget, remember we said that this button is a shortcut to whatever you want to be. If you want to gain access to the store, widgets, no matter where you are in the widget, in the menu, you can click here and get access to it. But for this screen, it was not actually implemented, so we'll just be giving a little overview on how to use the button. So if you want to use it, we'll go to the graph. We will have to bind the on-click event, the button click event. So to do that, we'll plug out this. We'll get the header, because this token button is inside this header here. We'll get the header, get the specific in-game widgets, which is 1. Then you say bind to button click, which is this, plug it to it, then create an event from there, and we'll just give it button click. You can actually rename it, rename the events to whatever you want it to be: in-game token button click, in-game button click, whichever you want it to be. So from there, we will also call a boolean, so that we'll also call a boolean. Let's get into the button, see which boolean we are calling. So from here, you click here, So inside this is the button we are calling it, that we are interacting with. Also bring it out. So if you check it, this is the boolean we are calling, because it also has a button click event. So if this boolean is set to false, the button, the custom event, wherever you're binding this custom event click, it will implement. So it will implement, but if it's true, this will not implement. This function, the event dispatcher button click, will not implement it. So if it's false, it will just go and stop here. This will not be called. So let us pick up this name. Back to our graph, get this, and let's say set it. So we'll set it to none. We'll set the input to false. The next we're gonna do is we're gonna call a function from the function library, because the interface that this campaign, remember we discussed that the main menu, the blueprint that controls the whole menu, is the blueprint interface home menu stack, which is this interface. So we will have to use the same interface, the same events, that's event function inside this interface. If you use any other function, it will not work. So we have to use it. So from our function menu, we'll say F, which means function libraries, home menu stack. So come here, you see a lot of functions tied to it, which is the home menu stack. Click it. We'll fix our what are we trying to call? Yeah, the store. Just give it the store menu, the grid. Yes, we want it to appear together with its background. Yes, and we also, okay, for this, yeah, just get your player controller. So you can also turn this to a variable. So if you want it to work, you will have to come here and set it, and also send this in here. That's the only way it's gonna work. And remember, we also spoke that the reason why we need this input type is to carry over the last inputs, either keyboard and mouse or the controller, into the next widget. So we're gonna leave it like this, and we're gonna run it and see. You see, we can technically have access to the menu back and front. So that's how it works when you use it. Yeah. Good. So that's that, or we say that's this for the campaign screen. So stay tuned for our next tutorial video. Don't forget to click the like button and the subscribe button. So subscribe to our channel, our YouTube channel, so you can see when we make an update on the UI Pack, because amazing updates are coming in for our next Sci-fi UI Pack. So stay tuned. Thank you.